like a few games. He's shown his worth now at Liverpool that Alisson is injured. He's playing Champions League games, league games as well. He's shown his worth now. He made two very good saves against Aston Villa in the game on Saturday night. And he's had a very good season so far. He's um he's looking like he's going to be leaving at the end of the season. No, I might go on what the speculation is, but he looks like he's going to. I would hope for his sake that he's going to go to a Champions League team if he does leave Liverpool, because I think he's worthy of that. And he's a good goalkeeper, great backup for Alisson and Liverpool, but a very very good option for us as number one. Keeps his place. Mark Travers, of course, he's had a few games at Bournemouth, Paul. I think, to be honest with you, all of what I've seen of Mark Travers, that he's nearly a better bet than Kepa at Bournemouth, but unfortunately Kepa's back in the side now, and Max O'Leary, of course, is hoping to get his chance someday. But Kelleher and Travis are, unfortunately for Max O'Leary, ahead of him in the pecking order, and Kelleher out on his own when he's playing games and in good form. He's by far our best number one. So yeah, no change in the goalkeeper there, Paul. And Kelleher is definitely going to start these two games, and he's well worth it.
Yeah, looking at the defenders there, the big name I can see has been brought back in is Shane Duffy. I don't know, maybe for his experience, but to me, it's a backward step. So I think he's been there, done that. But maybe just for these two games, maybe for the England game, maybe for the experience. But to me, it's a backward step. I just know it's back to the future. I think you have to be looking forward, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, Paul, I suppose. Look, Shane Duffy, he's playing Norwich. I think he's in good form at Norwich now. I know the last couple of games, but I think his own personal performances have been quite good from what I hear and what I've seen. Look, I think we need to be more trying set pieces, defending and attacking. I think that's something that Shane Duffy always said. No, I accept, Paul, what you said, that are we trying to maybe move away from Shane Duffy to give maybe younger players a chance? But look, if Shane Duffy can still come to juice, or put in a good performance for Ireland, I say he can be an option. Seamus Coleman, of course, is back in the squad, Paul. Now, Coleman has been like one of those there where you thought maybe he might be coming to retirement, and his injury record in the last couple of years hasn't been great. And look, he's a great captain for Ireland. He's a great professional. If you watch any of the ex-managers he's had, like Lampard, Koeman, and all that at Everton, and Martinez, even going back that far, he's the most honest pro you could get. Great captain for Everton and a good leader for Ireland as well. But he is coming to the end, and maybe the one name there that's not there, Paul, was that's made a bit of headlines, was Matt Doherty. He feels he should be in the squad now. To be fair to Matt Doherty, he's been a good player for Ireland, but he's simply not starting games, and his form for Ireland has been very, very poor. And I think if you look back to the game at home to Greece, he was on the pitch for 20 minutes, and he got called out maybe by ex-players as well for his performance, because he was already on the pitch for about 20 minutes. And I think, yeah, you might as well say the lack of effort for that goal, the second Greece goal, I think it's come back to haunt him, because he hasn't got looking since. I don't many Irish fans don't seem to miss him down that right hand wing. But I think the one player, just looking at the defenders, is he came on against Greece in the away game, and actually on the right back, Festi Albaceli. He doesn't seem to be there. He's not there at all. On the
I think he got injured now. Is he not injured?
Got injured.
One players get injured, a bad injury.
I'm not sure, but I think he got. I'm not sure. I'm up to question. Did he get injured before the squad was named or recently? But he's a player of Watford now. No, he's definitely an option at right back. And
he's there in the forwards. Did you talk about Ebizilia? Is that what you're talking about?
Let's say, sorry, yeah.
He's there in the forwards. I know, the graphics are all upside down. That name in the forwards.
I thought for Bill, Paul. Sorry, apologies. I thought actually he was didn't score when I first saw it. Sorry, but yeah, he's normally a right wing back or right back, because he came on there in the Greece game. That's where he played. So yeah, I find it a bit unusual he was named in the forwards. But I'm glad he's in the squad.
Before we go up, sorry for cutting across you. Just back to Seamus Coleman. Again, Noel, he should not, in my personal opinion, be next to O'Neill. He's finished, Noel. I don't care how good he was. You've got to be ruthless as a manager. You talk about Alex Ferguson, and I didn't with the greatest strength that Alex Ferguson had. Once you were over finished, he got rid of him. Like all the players, Roy Keane, Jack Stam, David Beckham, Ronaldo for a finish. All the top players, once Ferguson decided they were finished in the story. No messing about them. What they're doing in the past is irrelevant, Noel. I don't care how loyal he is. I don't care how he's finished. Seamus Coleman is over the top. He's injury prone. He was destroyed against England at home, put to pieces. He shouldn't be winning an asset roar of the team, in my personal opinion. And this idea, and I'm not talking about you, Seamus Coleman has great heart and character. End of the day, once you're finished, get rid of him. Alex Ferguson would have done it. Brian Clough would have done it. Alfred Binger would have done it. Every top manager ever in the game would have got rid of the players once they're over the top. It doesn't care what they're doing in the past. And in my personal opinion, Seamus Coleman should be got rid of, and there should be no such thing and hanging on to the player because he was a great player and he was a great trier. And we're not attacking him personally, but he's finished. He's over the top, and he shouldn't be extraordinary, in my opinion, for looking forward.
But I suppose, Paul, when you talk about top players, top managers, unfortunately, we don't have what you say a top elite manager. We don't probably have the top players in that position. Look, I am surprised that there's earlier on this campaign that Seamus Coleman. I thought he might be in the third retirement, but he wants to play for Ireland. And look, if the manager thinks he can do a job from, I would say fair enough. But I personally, I thought maybe he was coming to the end of the road like yourself. But look, he's in the squad, and we'll have to hopefully think that he can contribute in this last two games. Now, obviously, the decision is going to have to be made next year because that's when the World Cup qualifiers will start. Whether Eimer Hilgunson will think that he can get any bit out of him, it's up to him. Whether Seamus himself can still think he can do a job, that's another issue as well. But look, at the end of the day, Paul, like you said, a manager will have to be ruthless. If he thinks he has better options, he will have to say, "Look, Seamus, thanks for you've been a great different." And we're not knocking his career at all, Paul. But like we just said, he's injury prone. I don't think he's hardly played a game at all for Everton. He's still in the squad. So look, when we have players in the past, like I mentioned Doherty and I mentioned Coleman, and Heimer himself said it in one of the press conferences before a game, they're not going to be around forever. So you would think that he was edging towards maybe bringing in fresh blood like Fessi Abaselli. Right. I know he's mentioned the powers, but he has played at right wing back and right back for Ireland before. So that's why I actually forgot he was actually in the squad when I saw the graphics. Yeah. But look, I think moving forward, the will be eased out. Matt Doherty seems to be he's going to have to earn his place back in. He can't even get into the Wolves squad now, and they're in the relegation zone. So look, just look at the other side. Look at the other players. Darragh O'Shea had a good win against Tottenham yesterday with Ipswich Town. Obviously, Nathan Collins is having a good enough season at Brentford. Liam Scales is probably one of the most confident players, along with Kelleher, that's in the Irish squad because he's playing pretty much week in, week out a Celtic team that are top of the league. Now, am I going his own domestic league now, Paul? I know the quality scores he with best, but he's coming in full of confidence. He's winning most games he's playing in. He's at the top of the league, and he's doing very well for Ireland. And he's playing well, and he got a man of the match in a couple of Champions League games there. I think Atlanta, the June nil on, he got a man of the match that night. So he's coming into the side that's in confidence. Mark McGuinness, I think Luton he got lost 5-1 in the game. I don't know if he was playing or not, but he's probably looking at it, chopping a bit to get a chance. And Callum O'Dowd is back in the squad. So look, it's not the best sort of defense we've ever announced, but I think with those options, they're probably the best we have at the moment. I suppose we get to midfield now.
Yeah, midfield now, and the big name I can see a young fella coming here, Andy Moore. He was the captain of under 21s. Very unlucky to miss out on qualification. He deserves his chance. You have to bring him in, and you have to live with him. He's a young fella coming in. This is what you have to do, in my opinion. This Finazal seems to be a young player at Middlesbrough, I believe. You have to go with these young players, and a young player will maybe take time to adjust and they'll make a few mistakes. You can't be going on the social media where a player makes one mistake, a young player, and you've been gone beans on social media looking to be removed. You have to, they're the future now. Whether they're good enough or not, time will tell. But they're the young players, they're the future. You have to bring them in, you have to blood them. So I'm delighted to see Andy Moore in it, and that's been his ass to a young fella as well from Middlesbrough, but particularly Morton.
Yeah, I think in the centre of midfield, just calling Jason Knight and Jason Oliver much as you know they'll run out there, but they can't pick out that one good decent pass. You say for midfield, you need midfield. Andy Moore can do that. He's a young player. He's by far the most creative. I know Finazaz can be a good creative player on the wing too as well, but Andy Moore in the centre of the pitch, you know, he's the one player that can pick out a pass, and we're crying out for it, Paul. I say since probably Wells Zolan, we haven't had a good player that can Wes Hoolahan was no world beater, at the end of the day, but he was by far one of the most creative players we had during Tony's time, and even after O'Neill's time. So look, we are desperate for a player in the centre of the pitch to pick out that pass, that through ball, a pass that Semi Smollett can get on the end of, or Troy Powers or Evan Ferguson. The forwards are crying out for service and good, decent service, because we're living off scraps in a lot of the games we've been playing this Nations League. So look, we need a player that can pick out a pass, the killer pass. That's what we're lacking, Paul. And hopefully Andy Moore, he's not. He's playing a Stoke. He's come through at Brighton. He's a very good young player. As you said yourself, I think he got the goal and the equaliser goal against Italy in the 1-1 draw. Unfortunately, uh, we lost out in the head-to-head record with Norway, and that's why they're not in the playoffs for the Euros. But he's a very good, tidy young player, very technical young player, good young player. And look, he is young. He's going to make mistakes. You're going to have to bide your time with him, but he's well worth a shot in the squad, and hopefully he can do the business against Finland on Thursday night.
Quick look at the forwards there. Again, we have mostly the same forwards there again. I'm delighted this Tom Kennan is brought in. I think he played under 21 for England this year, but he was English player, but he's playing with Leicester. I think he's with Leicester. Again, he's a young player. He's 20, 21, around that age group. And again, you have to try to bring him into the squad and blood him. Ferguson seems to be back in a bit of form with Brighton again, so and a good try parry. He's playing well now. I know the Dutch league is different to the English league. He's probably a different type player, but you have to keep playing him. So that seems to be what you have in the forwards. I don't think there's anyone left out.
Yeah, I think it's decent enough. But I think Tom Cannon, I think he Leicester own him, but I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, he's actually on loan at Stoke. He is playing for Stoke. I don't know as a full transfer.
Sorry, apologize.
But I think he might be on loan from Leicester. But I open the correction on that.
Yeah.
Look, Sammy Smollett, he's got a fantastic goal against Spurs yesterday for the 2-1 win. Liam Delap, a man we missed out on for the senior squad, because I think he's been captain on one level for England. He got the winner from, and I think, it's a pity that we couldn't get Liam Delap a little bit early. He could be in this by far. He could be in the squad because he's probably one of Easter's best players. But yeah, I mean, he's coming off the bench. And anytime I've seen him in Champions League matches for Celtic, I would like to see him start a few more games. Mikey Johnson is always a very good player. Can run all day if you get down the wing, get ball into the box. Sometimes can snatch out these shots. Sometimes, especially Obaselli, as I said, I went blank there, and I thought he was in the. I thought he wasn't in the squad.
I didn't know those graphics. I don't know who does in graphics, but sometimes I think they just pick them down to the.
Yeah, you wouldn't really think of. You wouldn't think of Feisty as a forward. You would think of him maybe a wing back at right back or something like that. You wouldn't think of him as a forward really.
Yeah.
I think look, Casey McAteer, he hasn't really. I know he's at Leicester, but I haven't really seen his name that much on the pitch. You mentioned to see what he can do. Troy Parrott, obviously he got a hat trick in one of the games earlier on the season, but I don't know what's his goal record there at the moment. Evan Ferguson is come back to fitness.